And your company, Mason, is focused on helping owners of Shopify stores be more successful and sort of in sort of using your words, sort of fill the gap, right, between the way D2C companies traditionally sell online and what that experience is like, and the gap between that and what they experience from bigger retailers that have, to your point, more infrastructure and all that kind of stuff. So can you tell me a bit more about what are the problems that these small business owners face online, or is there anything that we maybe haven't quite touched on?
I think that if you just, again, zoom out a little bit and just look at it, it's just one problem. There's this like interesting number, right? 98 out of 2 people who land on any brand store, not Amazon, right? Usually 98 out of 100 people just drop off. They don't buy from you. So only 2 on 100 people who are jumping into your store from a TikTok or an Instagram or from some ad that they saw online, they end up buying 2, and 98 are just dropping off. So that's literally the problem. I mean, there are, of course, many technical subcategories of that problem. I can get into it. But at a high level, that's the biggest problem that's plaguing the ecosystem today. When you look at Amazon, they're actually getting 15 out of those 100 to buy. But when you are running your own D2C store, the best that you're doing on a great day, on probably Black Friday, you're getting 2 on 100 to buy, right? That's a massive gap. And that's the number one problem in this space today.
The solutions that you provide, are they focused just on the experience when somebody gets to that retailer's website, or are you looking at the broader ecosystem? And the reason why I ask is that I think that there's different ways that people arrive at a retailer's website. And so are you involved in any of that larger ecosystem, or are you focused just on the retail website?
Yeah. That's a great question. And honestly speaking, if you speak to any retailer today, and especially with privacy and, cookieless world, it's a reality today. It's super expensive to drive customers to your store. So it doesn't matter which channel you're using. You could be using a social channel. You could be driving, customers via email marketing, or you could be driving customers via, SMS or whatever it is, right? It's all of these channels are getting super expensive because of the whole privacy and cookieless world that we are entering into. And so the focus of that wider ecosystem has actually shifted to CAC is expensive. How do I make sure that I optimize my customer lifetime value, right? So it doesn't matter how many customers you're driving. There are tons of solutions out there who already solve for that problem, and a lot of it is your brand, right? How do I speak about my brand? What content do I create? There's great playbooks out there, right? The gap is actually once I get customers to even engage with me, it's super expensive for me to get them to engage with me. But the minute they do, today it's just broken. There's broken windows there. It's a super leaky funnel. Again, 2 on 100 versus 15 on 100 is like a huge gap for me to cover, right? And that's where, especially from post-pandemic world, where privacy and CAC are 2 very important questions out there. The focus of retail is shifting towards retention, shifting towards customer lifetime value, shifting towards how do I make sure that my return on ad spend is as high as I possibly can make it, right? So ROAS and CLV are like, I think if you ping any D2C brand retailer, whoever, these are like 2 metrics that people don't even talk about CAC, because CAC's just shooting. Like we all know that's happening, right? I think it's the same for B2B, right, Janelle? I mean, it's the same for everybody. Like it's super expensive to acquire customers, even as traffic. Forget customers, even to acquire traffic. The question is that can we make that traffic actually meaningful? Can we convert that into something actionable? So Yes, over time we do see growth as a more wider application, and we do want to continue to help with growing your business. So a lot of it would definitely be how do you drive more traffic to your store? A lot of it would be how do you reactivate customers who have dropped off? So, the upper part of your customer funnel and the end of your customer funnel. But today we focus on the middle part, which is the most leaky and which is, the problem of the moment, which is how do I make sure because of super high CAC, how do I make sure my ROAS and my CLVs are really, making sense? It's making sense for me to be a sustainable business, right? So today at Mason, we solve for that. That's our number one priority and focus.